My deckhand and I, Eric, were anchored in Kyler Harbor one night, and we woke up in the morning and it was closing out in the harbor, and we listened to the weather report. It was 23 feet at 17 seconds.
When it's that big at the Channel Islands, when there's a 20 by 20 swell, there's nobody out there pulling crab pots or diving urchins or abalone. So it's really rare that somebody's out there that sees a really big wave.
We made it through the breaking waves at the harbor entrance and got outside and stayed about 2 miles off the island and drove around the island. And when we got out to that foul area side on the west end, we saw some waves that I've never seen anything like it.
What I was looking for by helicopter and airplane and by boat was someplace that hadn't been surfed before, so I wasn't stepping on anybody's toes that was surfing it. Something that was spectacular and something that we could score on our own without anybody around.
I remember then years later when Greg was sniffing around looking for a giant wave to get these tow guys in. I mentioned to him that there's one out there that we'd seen that probably is the one.
So Jim had told me about this spot, and when I was in a helicopter 4 or 5 years later, I was looking at a different spot, and I found this spot, and I took photographs of it.
I told Marshall that we had surfed it. I said, well, Marsh, what should we call it? And he said, we'll call it Wieners. After Wiener, he died there, you know? Jimmy Robinson, you know, he was killed by the great white shark. We called it Wieners Reef, but it is Shark Park.
And since that's been the scene of these 2 shark attacks at San Miguel, it's, you know, aptly named Shark Park. You know, it's just got a little bit of a spook going on. It's spooky out there.
It triples its size the minute it hits this underwater bar.
It's like Chopu with Jaws and Mavericks all combined.
It's just a top to bottom barreling peak. It's really magnificent.